the house, the one they talking about. Word of mouth, the boxing playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
What's up, guys? This is SAKURA A, and I'm with EMELIO Santana, and we're Boxing Playhouse After Dark series. But tonight is Ladies' Night.
Night.
Are you ready for Ladies' Night?
Ready.
You sure? Yeah. Well, we have an amazing guest with us tonight with a lifelong experience in boxing, so I can't wait to find out how she got started, why she, how she got interested in the sport, and how she's maintained her love for the sport with all the shenanigans that go on in the sport so much. So, but first, I just have to say we're going to have to talk about topics first, hot topics, the hottest, the latest, and the greatest boxing news this week. Of course, I got to start with a female topic with Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor fight coming up. And, it's just to say, like, people have been, like, I've just been randomly asking people what they thought of the fight and predictions, And it seems like a lot of people are saying that they believe Amanda Serrano is going to beat Katie Taylor. I don't know if that's true or not. Like, I'm just like, I'm kind of like hovering 51 to 49, leaning towards Amanda Serrano. But I don't know, like, how much of that is because we're Americans and we're going to go for, our American counterpart, which is Amanda Serrano. I mean, how do you feel about it? Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. What is your prediction?
Oh, man, that's a good matchup right there. I can't wait. It's coming up next month. Yes. I'm going to go with Serrano. I think Serrano, has the experience, coming out of Puerto Rico, it's got the great heritage behind her. A lot of great champions coming out of Puerto Rico, so I like Serrano. Can't take that away from Katie Taylor, but I think it's going to be a good fight, but I get an edge to Serrano.
Right, of course. And I love that idea. I mean, the fact that when we saw Serrano in Tampa last on Jake Paul's undercard, we did see her like really going for that power and that knockout more than I've seen her in past years. So I really feel like it's on her mind to see if she can like really do some damage and hurt Katie Taylor. Because, it's always better not to have the judges involved if you can help it. And you can just lay somebody out, and then plus it'll be this whole situation where, it's a female knocking out someone. And this is the complaint that a lot of people have, that they don't see knockouts with females, even though we have. Right. So we know it's a lie. So, we're just going to go ahead and give a shout out to Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, because this is a fight that we are all interested in, and the April 30th. The only downside to it is the fact that, of course, we got the SAKURA versus Valdez fight. That's also on the same night. So we'll be doing that split screen,
Split screen,
Yes, for sure. Shout out to Danny Santiago, our host of Latin America. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. You can see Danny Santiago interviewing lots of different Latin talent, and he's doing it in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking audience. So I love it. Yes, thanks, Danny, for all your efforts and all your support and the great job that he's doing with his sidekick, Andreas Chaparro. All right, so he says there's the best duo in the game, my fam. Boxing Playhouse, head honchos.
Appreciate it, Danny.
Oh, you're so sweet. That's so funny for him to call us a head honcho when he's the one that kick ass in the boxing ring, So,
Hall of Famer too.
Hall of Famer, Florida Hall of Famer in the house. That reminds me, and I just want to, just send our prayers out, and I love to the president of Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, Steve Canton, who recently had an accident, and he's recovering. He's on the mend, hopefully. And I Just can't wait till he's 100% because, boy, he got a lot of energy and it's hard to keep up with Mr. Canton when he's 100%.
Well, Steve, work for you.
Yes, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks in March when he has his 30th anniversary for his gym, SJC Boxing Club down in Fort Myers. So that's going to be the last, I think that's going to be March 26th on a Saturday that they're going to have that big anniversary date down in Fort Myers. So if you guys can come out and make it, please just take that little hour and a half drive down to Fort Myers and meet us there. They give you food, you get to celebrate. It's going to be a lot of celebs there. There's going to be a lot of boxing people. So, and plus we'll just get to see Steve in his environment and be so excited to see everybody. So it's all worth it, right?
Right.
Yes. All right. So we got Danny Santiago, and he says next week is Hector Camacho Jr. on the show. Wow. Oh, Danny, you done pulled one out the mix for real on that. Oh, I can't wait to be a part of that show. And that's going to be Wednesday, guys, at 8 p.m. Wow, that's a good one, Danny. And then Alex Ayala. What's up, Alex? He says, what's good, Boxing Playhouse?
What's up, Alex?
Absolutely. And then Danny says, Steve Canton is the man. He sure is. And then Alex, what's up? Our WBC Silver Championship belt holder, baby. It's Alex Castro from Colombia in the house. And we can't wait to have him on the show next week as well. He's going to be, I guess, with After Dark as well as Latin America. So that sounds like a huge week for Alex as he prepares for his fight the following week in Mexico. And it's to retain that title too, by the way, WBC Silver. So good luck to him. But we'll see you next week, Alex. All right. So I do see Brenda. She's already in the house. Yay! We're just going through a couple of hot topics, Brenda, and then we're going to go ahead and introduce her so she can also be a part of the show. Now, let's see. Alex says, salutes to Colombia. All right. I love it. And then we got Dana. She says, hello, Boxing Playhouse.
Oh,
absolutely. Oh, and then Danny is telling me that the anniversary for Steve Canton's gym in Fort Myers is going to be on March 24th, not the 26th. So I got that a little mixed up. But, you know, it's the Saturday. That's all you need to know. It's the last Saturday in March. Make it there. Boxing Playhouse going to be there, baby. And you know, wherever we land, it's going to be some fun. We're going to be professional, too. So, no, never mind it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be there. All right. Oh, he's saying that Alex's fight is on March 24th. So I did have it. Okay, so he's fighting on a Thursday? Oh, that's, well, I mean, I guess we can watch it if it's on a Thursday down in Mexico. And that's the WBC championship. No, he has the silver.
Oh, silver.
WBC silver title.
Silver.
Yes. Right. Champion in the house. Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So let's just say you can find out more information about Alex in the next coming up week when we have him on the show. And you know, everything will be copacetic. We're gonna go through everything and learn more about him and how he got into the sport and how much his coach, Danny Santiago, has put in that work with him. It's really extraordinary. He's like a father figure to him. Yes. All right. So the next subject is going to be Canelo versus Vival. It is settled. It is happening. You know, what do you have to say to this?
I think it's a good matchup. I know a lot of people anxious to see Canelo fight
right.
Charlo or Benavidez, but I like the statement that Canelo said earlier this week. He said, you know, he wants to fight all these guys. He said, but these guys need to fight each other. He said, everybody's looking for the big payday and want him. You know, he said, these guys need to fight each other and he'll take the winner, you know, all these guys. So I like what Canelo said. I think, you know, the Vival, that's a great matchup. Vival, the undefeated light heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you get past him, then you got the trilogy with Triple G. So,
right.
You know, I like what Canelo's doing. You know, I can't knock him. You know, he's fighting champion after champion, and hey, these guys.
Who?
Canelo.
What champion he done fought in the last 3 years?
He fought the Smith kid. He fought
not a champion. Next.
He wasn't super middleweight champion.
No. and that's the one you said. No, stop it. We're not going to play these games around here. This is Boxing Playhouse. He fought BJ Saunders in his last fight. Caleb Plant did have a title, but you said he's fighting all these champions. No, it was just Caleb Plant recently. And then you want to count Yildirim. Let's not forget that. Fielding.
That was a gimmick.
Fielding too. They rhyme too.
But he's fought some champions. You know he has.
I'm just talking about recently. Nah, get your behind in the ring and then stop telling other people to fight each other. You fight them. You the one that came into the division and grabbed the 3 belts at once. You only had to fight one extra person to get the 4th belt for the unification, which let me just not say only, because it do take skill to collect to let those
beat him.
But I'm saying is that don't be acting like Canelo done fought all these champions at this division. He just walked into the division, took 3 straps, and then got the other strap from Caleb Plant in 2 fights. And they're not back-to-back fights, by the way. So, like, I don't want to hear that. I don't like when people be trying to make up stuff about Canelo. Like, he's good and everything, but damn it, fight somebody that we all think is going to be high competition for you.
But this Vival fight was a good fight.
Okay, it's okay, but it wasn't. It's not Charlo. It's not Charlo. It's not Andrade. It's not Boo Boo Andrade.
Those guys got to, like you said, those guys got to fight each other.
No, they don't. Why would they fight each other when he got all the belts? If I'm at that level, I'm not fighting to just be fighting somebody else. I want to get paid. And I want my bet, and I want to win some belts.
There's a lot of guys out there.
You ain't trying to fight like people that don't have nothing to gain from you fighting them.
That's what made the Super 6 tournament so good. These guys fought each other and got to the final guy.
And that was the first and last Super 6 we had. Can you explain that?
These guys can't just sit around and wait for Canelo. Hey, fight each other. Benavidez fight Andrade or Charlo, and hey, then you can call out Canelo. You know, Canelo got options.
Benavidez is the one. You're the same person that had told us that Benavidez had the WBC title, and when he had that title, Canelo never spoke of moving to that division. As soon as he lost the title, based on some other things like weight gain and different things, then he wants to come into the division and grab those belts. So this is a pattern that I see with him, and that's why I can't 100% ever be on Canelo's side.
I don't think Canelo was afraid of none of these guys. I think it's politics and business, and
I didn't say he was afraid. I didn't say he was afraid of anybody. That wasn't even out of my lips.
I think Canelo would take the challenge if these guys fought each other. Benavidez take on Charlo. Benavidez was trying to make it happen, but Charlo pulled out of that fight.
Charlo was trying to make it happen with Canelo, and Benavidez has mentioned Canelo. Everybody's mentioning each other's name, but none of these amazing matchups are happening. That's an issue, and it's not just Canelo's issue; it's all of their issues.
They're talking about maybe possibly fighting Andrade and Benavidez, so that would be a good step for whoever wins that to claim a fight with Canelo. So we'll have to see.
I just want to say, I thought Benavidez was at
Benavidez.
Yeah. Oh, Benavidez. Okay. I thought you said Benavidez. Fight with Benavidez. Yeah, that's why I was getting confused. But
Canelo might challenge him too, though. He's not out of the equation. Canelo his name popped up before with Canelo. So,
well, I mean, I was waiting to see who was gonna comment on that, but I don't see any comments on it. So let's move on to the next subject, which is Ukraine. We got all these amazing Ukrainians fighting with each other. And I'm going to have Brenda join us after you tell us, I mean, how amazing is it that these former boxers and these world champions are joining in forces with their country to stand up to Putin and the Russians? I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me, like, that they would do that when we know so many that here in America that ain't doing nothing close to that. Like, this one thing is they not gonna do is they not gonna sign up for no wars. So, I mean, how do you feel about it?
Let's go. So that these guys here, they different. They cut from a different cloth, man. These guys is willing to stand up for their country. They're willing to die for their country. I mean, how many guys is willing to do that? Especially when you're a champion, you got money.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be over there if you don't want to. But those guys they're different, man. You know, different guys. And my hat is off to them, man. You know, they standing up for their country, their people, and willing to die for it, man. You know, they can care less about a belt or a title right now. It's all about, you know, humanity and life over there that's being taken senselessly. And so, hey, I can't do nothing but salute those guys. As heroes in and out of the ring, and hey, they cut from a different cloth, because we don't know a whole lot of fighters that, you know, put it all on the line for the country and give up, you know, what they have, especially in their position, being world champions, multi-millionaires, you know, and, you know, I take my hat off to them.
I mean, the one thing that impressed me the most is like, even like Lomachenko, they were putting out reports that he had went to Greece or something like that. And then, you know, all of a sudden he posts his picture where he's in his military uniform and dedicating himself to service as well for Ukraine. And, you know, I just really applaud the whole effort. And I just want the United States and our allies to do way more than what they're doing right now. Because when you start attacking kids, I got problems with you. There's nothing you can say to me at that point that don't make me want to really physically hurt you and feel like our country has every right to hurt you back. Because like kids, they have nothing to do with your conflict, with your need for greed, with none of that stuff. And for you to be targeting, like specifically targeting civilian areas, is kind of like below the belt to me. I mean, for me, I really just feel like they're standing up for something and they don't want to die for nothing. You know, that's Tupac's famous quote. We're going to get Brenda in here. She's going to tell us her opinion on that situation with the Ukrainian champions and former champions standing up for their country in such a brave way. And then I had one more subject that's kind of like related to that. But we're going to first ask her about this. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I got a gnat that's bothering me. What's going on in here tonight? All right, so I have Brenda here with us tonight. Yes, ma'am. Let's go ahead and get this former boxer and boxing aficionado on here with us. Hi.
Hello. How are you doing?
We're doing awesome. How are you doing, pretty lady?
I'm doing good. But I first, you know, on the Ukrainian, I really think about these boxers that are coming in and standing up for their country, and to dismiss themselves from their profession to go in to save lives. Right. That's a big deal. You know, that's what I call a warrior, you know. Right. And not only that, there is also a woman that I'm not sure what athlete she is, but she picked up a rifle herself.
Oh, and wow.
Went, you know.
Okay, I didn't even get to hear about her.
Yeah, she's been out, and she's, you know, it's little publicity, I should say, you know, other than, you know, vice versa, but hopefully she'll get it, you know.
Yes.
I just think that's a sad situation, because, you know, we got to put ourselves in their shoes. Right. You know, what if, you know, are we going to be ignored? You know, I mean, and that is something that, you know, could you imagine, you know, trying to catch a train, and, you know, you get, I hate to say it, okay, but you get these males charging in, but they're leaving these babies and the mothers behind because they want to go on the train, you know? And it's like, you know what, come on, get them out, get the babies, get the kids, get the mothers out, right? You know? And yes, it's good that they came out and they said, you know, hey, we need fighters. You know, we need to save what's going on right now, because if not, it's going to Russia.
Yes.
And Russia's still going to go ahead and have, you know, the you know, the upper hand, you know, even more if we take if they take over. You know, so I believe that, you know, everybody needs to get involved here. You know, this needs to stop. You know, this needs to stop. Stop the suffering. You know, I mean, I can't see that little babies are dying.
Yes.
You know, mothers that are seeing them and just, you know, there's so much in dismay, you know, unbelief, wondering, what are we going to do? You know, are we going to see our husbands again?
Right.
You know, within that, because, you know, it's not only a physical, you know, problem, but it's mentally, it's emotionally, and my gosh, you know, I just wish, you know, the U.S. would just come on in. Just come on in. Everybody come on in.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get much pushback from society. Everybody in the world is kind of like really upset with Putin and his efforts right now. He's not gonna get any sympathy from anyone right now, especially with the way he's conducting himself and how and when are we gonna draw the line? I mean, he's already taken over several territories and poisoned the whole country of what's the name of the countries?
Ukrainian?
Serbia.
Syria. Okay.
He was in Syria. He was involved with Syria's. They tracked those chemical weapons to him that they came from his nuclear arsenal. So it's like, how much are you going to allow this man to continue to do before somebody steps up out of all these leaders and does something?
Right. You know, and I just say, you know, hey, listen, everyone that's involved, all the nations, you know, that are seeing this and they're not doing anything, just put yourself in their place. What if it was your mom?
Yes.
What if it was your dad? What if it was your family? You know, I think you would jump, you know, and go and help. You know, so, you know, I just wish and I pray that it just help them out. You
Absolutely.
know, you know, you know, it's just very upsetting to me to even watch, you know, because I just makes me want to go over there. You know, give me the rifle. I know how to shoot.
Yes.
You know, but I'm here.
Well, I know you're a warrior, and we're going to talk about that a little later in the show. But I also wanted to bring up, because I had someone, basically, we got in an argument the other night because they was like, oh, WBC and the other sanctioning bodies should strip Usyk, who has 3 of the heavyweight titles right now, because he's not able to fight. I said, as long as they have allowed other people to sit on belts and not fight, how can you take a belt away from a champion who's actually demonstrating that he is a real champion right now? Like, I would not want to strip him, and it's just so he can fight Anthony Joshua, who's saying that he's not ready to fight right now because he's, you know, going to have a new trainer. I mean, how do you feel about that?
You know, new trainer or nothing. You know, if you're in for boxing, box. You know, I mean, don't go start, you know, oh, you know, this and that, you know, I mean, you know, just, you know, it's like they're running in circles, you know, and it's all about, you know, when it comes down to it, it's all about money.
Yes.
You know,
but do you think that these sanctioning bodies should strip Usyk right now?
I don't think that was right. No.
What about you, baby?
No, definitely not. You know, this man is, you gotta. No.
Hey, where are you there, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Brenda?
Doing well.
I like that jacket you got on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. No, definitely don't. I don't feel like they should strip that man. You know, like SAKURA said, it's been guys sat on belts for 2 or 3 years or more, and ain't done nothing. This man is over there fighting for his country, lives,
right?
And you know, that's a serious cause. So I don't, you know, definitely don't feel like even
I'm
talking about that right now. That should even be a topic of conversation right now.
Yeah, it's just a bad PR move. Like, even if you're gonna strip a champion while he's being a warrior and a real champion.
Exactly. You know what? You know, then you know what? He deserves a better medal. He deserves a better bout thing. You know?
Exactly. You gotta give him one of these
put some diamonds.
Yes.
You know? Put some diamonds on it, you know.
Yes, you're right.
He's stepping up, you know.
Right.
And that should be completely out of the area of boxing, you know. You don't strip a person because they're fighting for their country.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think that was cool.
That's just me saying, I mean.
It's all of our opinions, I mean,
Right.
This person that was arguing with me thought that it might be a good idea to strip him so others can fight for those belts. But everybody would still know that he's the champion.
That they need to go to another avenue. Not this. Leave him alone.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you.
Leave him alone.
Yes. Now, the last part of the Ukrainian news that has to do with boxing is the WBO has decided to remove all Russian boxers that are on their rankings until this conflict or a ceasefire agreement has been met. Now, some people are saying athletes shouldn't be involved in that situation. Why should they be punished for the actions of their leader? And other people are saying we should just use all the tactics we have to try to put pressure on Putin to stop what he's doing. Thoughts, either one of you guys?
Emilio, you want to go ahead and answer that one?
Oh man, I'm just so tired of all the politics involved.
Exactly.
It's the main thing is lives are being lost, man, and I just hope this whole thing comes to an end soon. I can't even think about titles and fights and none of that right now. I'm just thinking about lives and hopefully, on both sides, losing innocent lives in Russia and the Ukraine. So it's hard for me to get caught up in anything. My main concern is hopefully they can get this soon so we could, don't lose all these innocent lives.
Right.
I can't even focus on that other stuff right now.
Well, you to make the people suffer, and when they earned it during the time. It's not their doings because of this happening. Because as you see in Russia, there are Russians against this.
Yes.
What Putin did. Okay, they are totally against it. So you know what? I think it's don't disbar them because of that. Because they could be the ones that are for to save the Ukrainians. I mean, we just don't know. And we can't pass judgment.
Yes. From what I heard earlier today, it's like the older Russians are looking at state media and is spinning, the lie machine, while the younger Russians, they have other outlets to where they get outside news and they kind of know more of what's going on because of social media and friends they have outside the country. So it's my understanding that you're right, that these younger athletes would probably be the people that don't want to be involved with a war that they never wanted, that know, that they really don't like what's going on. On the flip side, I can also see where, like, you got to put as much pressure as possible when kids' lives on the line to make this guy, go back into his corner. If he gets pressure from the Russian people and his oligarchs, they all want to travel. They want their money back. They want their kids to be able to go to colleges in the U.S. and other European countries. Like they would be starting to put more and more pressure on him to chill out because he's messing up. There's no point in being a millionaire and a billionaire if you can't spend your money.
Exactly. And you can't leave the country.
Right, you cannot leave the country, right? So they are like probably
and they're stopping the anything going in, so they can't go and order Amazon and send it to Russia. They're gonna disbar it. They're gonna disbar everything that's coming in. Which
right, exactly,
to make it stop.
Right, like as much pressure as possible. I could see that being a good tactic, and they did not say that they would not, that the boxers cannot fight. They're just saying for right now, the ranking is not going to be available on WBO. They're not doing it. So, it's kind of catch-21 with the rankings. I mean, because we all know how these rankings work now.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to get into some topics, but first we're going to go through some of our comments for you. Let's see. The first one, we got Monty. He says, hey guys, let's see. See you in June, which is the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame here in St. Pete, actually, where we live. So it's going to be June 17th to the 19th, and it's a whole weekend full of activities. And we kick it off with T&K Boxing Promotions Fight Night, baby. It's going to be Friday night fights. You want to come, Brenda?
Oh, boy, I wish.
I know, right?
There's one thing is that no one likes to sit by me at, in boxing. Because I started getting into it, and someone might get hit.
Uh-oh. She's swinging like she in the ring. I love it. I need to capture that on video, too, by the way, because last time we got our trainer, Sherman Henson, he was in the corner, somebody's corner, a female, as a matter of fact. And she's a police officer in Texas, I believe. But he was just swinging and going at it, trying to tell her what to do and everything. And we captured it, and the video went viral.
Oh, wow.
People, they was like, yeah, I need a coach like that on my side.
Right.
So now we got Rob. He says, I hope you blocked him, SAKURA. Oh, the friend that was saying that Usyk should be stripped. He said, I hope you blocked him.
Right. Good job.
Yeah. And then he says, Rob also says, I don't think they would strip him of anything. You're absolutely right. I think that would be terrible PR, first of all. And he deserves his title. And as Brenda mentioned, I mean, it should have diamonds encrusted on it at this point.
Hey, let Joshua go on and fight Wilder in the meantime.
Yeah, you want him to just finish up his career like on the ground, like laid out, right? All right, Jose. He says, your friend
What's
Jose
up,
Morel. He says,
Hey, Jose.
good evening, Boston Playhouse.
Okay.
Nice to see you again. Shout out to Jose. And of course, Rob, he's always giving us his love and shout out. He lives in the UK, so he's up late to watch us.
What's up, Rob?
All right, we got the beautiful Dahlia Duran. She's our resident interpreter and translator. And she is going ahead and translating our program for our Spanish-speaking audience. So shout out to Dahlia.
She says hello, Brenda.
Thank you so much, sis.
So now, Brenda, tell us, how did you fall in love with boxing? When did it happen for you, girl?
It happened when I was 4 years old. I started boxing, and my father taught me. He boxed, but he boxed in a different way, like out in the streets, and but he can carry a good punch, but that's how I started. And he taught me quite a bit of good shots. We're dealing with the uppercut, the hook, left hook, right hook, whatever hook,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them.
So now, okay, once you got introduced to boxing and you knew you loved the good knockout and all of that, when did you decide to take it further and actually, train and put on the gloves?
Well, I have relatives that are boxers, and here in Oxnard, back in the 70s, women could not box in the boys' gym. Back in the 70s, they called it the boys club. Now they call it the Boys and Girls Club, but it was the boys club, and I couldn't go in. So I didn't want to do the brownie thing, and sell cookies and all that. I didn't want to do that.
I was a brownie.
I had the fighting in me. Come on, let's do it, and my uncle was a trainer. Came out and he said, hey, Brenda, you know what? Come to the back door. I'll give you 75 cents if you fight this guy. So went in, took care of business. And when I came back out the back door, I got 75 cents.
Wow.
And then until I
You
got
won
caught.
that one, huh?
What's that?
You won?
Oh, definite.
Okay, okay.
I've never lost a fight, male or female. The only way I lost was either if they stabbed me, they jumped me, or they pointed a gun at me.
Wow.
So, you know, I mean, I now know that I shouldn't have done a lot of things. You know, I mean, because it turned out to be street fighting. You know, where I did have to leave California because I wasn't doing. I wasn't. I was told. They told my mother either take her out, or either she's going to be dead or in prison. So she took me away. She took me to Washington State.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, I mean, within that time, there was so many things that, you know, it was more or less a lot of trouble. You know, like in the Spanish, we call it being a traviesa, you know, troublemaker, you know, uh, breaking people's noses. It didn't bother me, you know, jaws, that didn't bother me, you know. What bothered me is if they picked up a weapon, that's what bothered me, you know, because that just showed me they're weak, you know. I didn't like fighting girls because they pulled hair, you know, and that's the worst thing you could touch on me is my head, you know.
Yeah, you got some nice locks there. I mean, it's thick and really long.
Yeah. So, you know, there was a few things that I got, you know, people cannot forget, you know, ever, is that there was a famous singer in Mexico. Her name was Alicia Juarez. She's from Oxnard, but she married, and her sister was fighting, and, you know, they were picking on one of my friends. All of a sudden, you know, the mother, Alicia, and all that, and, you know, they're ganging up on my friend. You know, I'm like, you know, you can't do that. So I was up on a fire hydrant, and I jumped down, punched the mother in the eye, and then the other one, Alicia, I gave her a left hook, busted her lip. She couldn't sing for 3 months, you know.
Wow.
And, you know, my mother was always, you did it. It's your fault. It's your fault, you know. Next thing you know it, I have all of them in front of my house, and my mother's giving them ice, you know. Oh, my God. And then I'm like, she always went for the underdog, you know. Brenda was always the troublemaker, you know.
Oh,
And,
okay.
you know, but, you know, I wouldn't let nothing happen. You know, I tried to save, you know, even my mother, you know, coming from an abuse of my father, you know, very much, you know, I didn't like to see her black and blue, you know, and me being the middle child, I guess I was the one that, you know, I wasn't afraid of my dad, you know.
Right.
I didn't like it until she ended the marriage, you know, and, you know, all these things that I'm saying, you know, even though my mother she went for the other side, but as I gotten older, she became my best friend, you know, and I had to apologize for everything I did because it was a lot. I mean,
She said it was a lot of stuff she did.
that was too much, you know, that I can even say, you know, they just knew that, you know, oh, Brenda was fighting. It was her. And they would, you know, somehow get it to my mom, you know, and she would either I'd run away because I knew she was just going to go for it, you know. And that's when I just said, you know what, I'm not going to deal with it. I'd rather run away and suffer the consequences later, you know.
So you was just in your soul, you was a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
And you had that killer instinct.
I do, yeah.
Like you really wanted to hurt someone. You just didn't want to like just.
I didn't. It was not playing. I couldn't play.
Wow.
You know? It was hard to play because I was just. I had to win. You know. I had to save. You know, like, you know, Wonder Woman type of thing. You know. You know, you want to save the world. You know.
Right.
But you know, I couldn't save everyone, but you know, I suffered a lot of consequences behind it. You know. Which now I can call them friends, acquaintances. You know, because very rare that you do find them friends that will still stick around. You know, and then when I came into the boxing world, you know, I got a big family. I have a big family, and it's just some of my family, I know that they can't talk boxing with me because I know they either were abused or they saw the abuse. So that's just something out of the question. So I kind of like have to, like eat it, and not talk about it and, just let it be. But it's not going to take me away from it. This is my next chapter. I had many chapters in my life.
Right.
But, I enjoy this one. This is just awesome. To recognize the 805 boxers, which we come from many, many boxers here. We got.
So you back in Oxnard now?
Oxnard, California.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, you guys are deep over there. That's a boxing hub.
And last year, well, not just last year, but we do have a pioneer woman boxer here. And her name is Graciela Casillas.
Oh.
And let me tell you, she did a number. She was finally inducted in the Hall of Fame last year, which we were there, and thank God for Sue Fox. She's a wonderful woman. Wonderful.
Yes.
I'm right below her. I got your back, Sue. I got your back. I'm there. But to see that she made it, but she had to leave California because they didn't allow women boxers. She had to go to up north.
You think if you'd have been in today's climate with women's boxing and where we're at today, where we're going to have a main event card at the Madison Square Garden on April 30th, you think that how amazing do you actually look at it, knowing from where you guys came from as women, not being able to actually even be in the gym to now headlining a major card like that? Tell us your thoughts on it.
If I was blessed with a ticket to get over there to see that, I think I would cry.
Oh, wow.
Because of the fact that a lot of these women, we got Christy Martin, Graciela Casillas, we have all these, the legends, that they were getting peanuts.
Yes.
Peanuts, but then to see that, Amanda and Taylor are going under, I think, a 7-digit number,
A real payday.
Yeah, and that's like what we all wanted to see. Heck, I got 75 cents, But
you did say 75 cents.
So it's like, to see that would be beyond, incredible to see that it's finally happening, and we need to continue it on with all the other boxers. We're talking Liza Olsen, Marta Salazar, a dear friend, Blanca.
Marta! I love Marta.
Yeah, Marta's, good people. And, to tell you the truth, I wanted McCarter to fight Serrano.
Okay. That would have been a great fight too.
Yeah. I thought, but you know what? It's still good. The
now,
women are still back
in that fight. Now we want to know
Who you got?
Katie Taylor, or Amanda Serrano?
Oh gosh.
Brenda.
I can't even answer that because, I find out I have a little Irish in me too,
Oh, okay.
And then I'm Hispanic and I'm thinking, oh no, this, but no, you have to look at, their records, you got to look at their stands, how many knockouts, what are their settings, but I kind of in favor of Serrano, tell you the truth.
Okay. I've been hearing that a lot, and I'm trying to figure out if it's just because we're like, it's a fellow American and we've seen her do so much over the years and, not get the paydays that she wanted, including having to go to, MMA. So I don't know, like, how much of it is grounded in her actual skill level and the record, like you're saying, or is it that we just really got this home girl vibe with her, like that's
no,
for
one thing, I was never a homegirl. Okay. I was never what they call a chola.
Okay.
But I know how to behave like one. You know, I can back up my own stuff. You know, I don't need anybody by me. I don't need that. You know, and I never had. I can walk a street alone. I could walk an alley alone back in the day, but they better not come by me. You know, but I believe, you know, with Serrano and it's not because it's just like, you know, she's pretty quick. She has a, you know, and I'm not saying Taylor does either, but I'm going to tell you one thing. This fight, oh my God, it's just going to be, it's going to be blown away. I don't know how many people are going to come from Ireland, you know,
right,
over here, but to my understanding, there's going to be quite a bit, you know. And then you got, you know, USA, and then Amanda's from New York, you know, so, you know, you got home, you know, she's coming home.
Yes.
You know,
and Puerto Rico heritage as well. That's big in New York, is, you know, New York, or what do they call them? New Yorkers.
New Yorkers.
Yes, like she's going to have that, you know, ethnicity and heritage right there in New York too. Plus residing there, so it's going to be a huge crowd. I'm very excited for them in that fight.
No, I am too. And like I said, if I was there, I mentioned to Sue, I go, you know, Sue, if I had 2 tickets and I was working on it and stuff, and I go, you know what, if I had 2 tickets, I'm going to take you, because I believe every pioneer that fought in the ring, that got peanuts, should be able to go. Don't put me in it, because I never got a belt, okay? The only belt I got was a black belt and a brown belt from my mom when she hit me, you know? But other than that, you know, you look at these ones, you know, I would love Sue to go. I would love, you know, Christy Martin, Martha Salas, all the ones that were.
Yeah, they really should do more to try to invite.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, come away for this fight to be able to happen.
Right, because this is one we've been waiting for.
Brenda,
that is a good idea. I think Jake Paul, her promoter, should reach out to some of these former champions and different women that have given so much to the sport, and they should all be on display and have their moment of glory too.
You know, could you imagine this? That if they were to go and just to let them stand up, you know, to show the world, these were the boxers. These are the ones that were left behind, but now look at them. You know, you still got boxers you still have boxers that train, you know, you still, you know, women trainers, you know, you get some that are even go beyond boxing, you know, they get masters in counseling or in other self-defense, you know, areas, you know, but I believe in, and my desire of this is that, which I want to do is help the women, help these girls achieve what they want to achieve, you know, I mean, help support them, you know, I mean, give to these gyms, you know, I've been at a couple of events, you know, and women, young girls, amateurs, you know, and when I hear the stories saying that, you know, we used our stimulus check to come out here,
right.
You know, well, that stimulus is to take care of your family, you know, but because they feel they have hope in their daughter, they want to give that, you know, and that's why I said, you know, we need more people and more supporters to support them, that at least help, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I somewhat talk with, I message John Scully, you know, great man, you know, for what he's doing. You know how they say boxing is a lonely sport? Excuse me. It doesn't have to be. You know, it really doesn't have to be. You know, you look at some of these women that they got damaged of their brains because of their hits.
Right.
You know, I mean, who's taking care of them? You got Wilford Benitez, his sister, Yvonne, taking care of
him.
You know, you have, you got Alex Ramos, you know, you have his friend, Jackie.
Yeah,
Jackie taking
Lisa,
care of him.
Lisa
McClellan.
Yeah,
Lisa McClellan is taking care of her brother Gerald, G-Man.
You know, and it's like, help them. You know,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I mean, you get, you know, all these people. You get Mayweathers, you get De La Hoya, you get um, all these people. Like, you know, what I see boasting, what I call it. You know, when they go and they, you know, I'll fight you for $2 million. I think De La Hoya offered that to Mayweather's. You know, I'll fight you for 2 million or something or other. Somebody did, and I'm thinking,
Right.
why can't you put that 2 million where it can matter and, you know, make a difference? You know, but they want to put it on the ring. You know,
Right.
so you know, there's some things that we can't control, and hopefully it can start breaking. You know, and thank you for both of you. You know, Boxing Playhouse. You know, because we're putting it out, letting us talk, giving our opinions, and helping and making it matter. You know, we matter. You know, I mean,
Right.
like I said, you know, all these little girls. I have a little girl. I'm her honorary auntie now. You know, well, actually, there's two of them. There's Kayla Gomez. She's from Texas. She became the U.S. Junior Boxer of the Year. She
Wow.
got gold in Colombia. And then you got Angela Guerrero, and she's from Victorville here in California. She got gold as well. You know, so there's upcoming good boxers coming in. You know,
Right.
and there are more. I may not know them, and I may, you know, excuse me, girls, if I miss out on you. You know, I mean, but you know that I love you. Okay, you know, it's all about love. You know, but I just would like more support for them. People coming forward. You know, people showing up at these events to help. You know, support these women that are going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. You know, like I'm under Sue with the International Women's Hall of Fame. You know, I said, whatever you need, I'm there. You know,
Okay.
have these men, have these boxers come on out, support us. You know, support them, that make them feel good too. They made you feel good when you're in the ring.
Right.
You know, so you know, don't do a double standards is what I'm saying. You know, it's, you know, kind of give back. You know, you know, and like I said, I remember growing up and watching Roberto Duran. I loved him. Oh my God, you know, I loved his punches. You know, remind me of my punches. You know, so it's like, you know what, I can do some damage. I know I could, but I have to behave. You know, um, I have three sons, and not one of them are boxers.
Wow.
You know, but I have three granddaughters, and none of them are boxers. You know, but
You got that fighter gene, I guess, from the Irish side and the Mexican
and
side
the Mexican,
together,
and I
but
don't know.
you didn't pass it on.
You know, it's just, you know, just call me a Heinz 57. I have everything in me. You know, I mean, there's just so much mixture of different nationalities. You
That's
know,
what I call myself too.
do you?
Really, both of us are like that because he's Filipino, Cuban, and African American. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, you know, I'm Creole from my dad's from Louisiana. My mom is from a mixed family in North Carolina. So it
right,
just gets all mixed up.
right, right. You know, and I know that my sister did a genealogy, and oh my
Okay.
God, when it came back, it was something else. You know, because you know my grandfather is from Oklahoma. You know, and I can tell you one thing, and I'm sorry, and I don't mean to make fun of anybody that talks, you know, the language like that. But if you put me in the room for an hour, I start talking like that. You know,
Oh yes,
you
yes.
know,
Yeah, like
like,
you take their like it's
yeah, like, you know,
someone got an accent. Yes.
right, you know, and then next thing you know, they're like, you know, what the heck? I go, you know, get me out of here, you know, because you know, I don't want to make fun of them, you know, because you're making fun of your grandfather. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, it just rubs, you know, on you. You know, and then, like I said, you got Mexico, my father, you know, Spaniard. You have, oh God, I don't know what, you know, we even got a percentage of black in us, which,
Yes.
hey, that's good. So I got it all. Like I said, I put all the mixtures in. There I am.
Well, now I did have a question for you about. I see that you do have on the WB, or is that the WIB?
It's the WB WBAN.
AN. Okay. Are
Yeah.
you affiliated with that women's
Yeah,
organization?
this is Sue Fox. This is Sue
That's
Fox.
Two Foxes. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
under her. I back her up. You know.
Okay. Got you.
You know, and then you got, let's see, on the other side, we have official member of Robert Garcia Boxing Academy.
All right.
You know, so
now that's that legendary stuff there that Oxnard has become known for. Is the Garcia?
That's my brother. That's my brother. That him, Mikey. You know, the dad, Eduardo Garcia. Beautiful, humble people. You know, and I've met. You know, you got Brandon Rios. Excuse me.
Fernando Vargas.
Fernando Vargas.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
his 3 sons.
His 3 sons, yes. You know, he's from here. He married a person from, you know, from here, just around, you know, the area, you know, and, you know, there was more boxers than what we're mentioning. You know, there was beyond some, but some of them were like, you know, they either fought and ended up going to prison, you know, and then they ended up training people in prison. You know, so
which is amazing.
Brandon Rios.
Brandon Rios, he's Oxnard.
Brandon Rios.
Right. Yeah, I have a picture of him back over here, you know, but some over here.
Oh, okay.
But,
well, who do you think is upcoming now? I saw you in some pictures here. Who's up and coming from Oxnard that we should be watching out for? Oh, did we lose her? Brenda?
Shout out to Taz Brown, the Golden Child. What's up,
yes,
Taz?
we got Taz in the house. And then I was going to read the comments from John as well as Dahlia. But shout out to them. Hopefully we get her back here in just a second, guys. Is this her coming in now? Yes, there she go. Okay, we lost you for a few minutes. We were asking you,
okay, sorry.
Oxnard area do you feel is a gonna be someone we should look out for? Like who is the next up and coming talent that you see out of Oxnard?
Oh my God, you know, they're all champions. You know, I go to these gyms and I can't say I favor one to the other, you know, because they're all champions. You know, I mean, I when I go to Robert's gym, which is in Riverside, you know, and I remember telling him, so who's the next champ? And he goes, Brenda, he goes, they're all champs. And that's where I got it from. I go, you know what? That's right. They are all champs. You know, so,
Riverside,
you know, we have a
Chris
young
Ariola.
girl. Excuse me?
You said Riverside and made me think of Chris Ariola.
And Josito Lopez. They both
Riverside.
are from the Riverside area.
Yeah, was it Rocky Riverside? You know, there's another one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Other champion, but from that area. But you know, we have, you know, we have the Ortiz brothers. The Ortiz, a 5-generation family.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you know this.
That's who I was thinking you were gonna say, because I saw a picture with you at their gym. Also meeting up with the junior that they have now.
Yeah, Timothy.
Yes.
Yeah, they call him Kid Hollywood.
What weight class is he gonna is he in?
Well, you know, I'm not sure, you know, because, you know, I didn't go to the last event, you know, of what's going on, but I know that he was looking for a trainer, you know, and, you know, he wants to go far, and you know what, this guy has a punch, you know, and his dad does too, you know, which they call him Scrappy Time or something, you know, that's his dad, and Kid Hollywood is the son of Scrappy Time, you know, but very humble men, very, very humble young men, you know, very polite, you know, and then you got their father, which is the grandfather, you know, Robert Sr., very polite as well, very respectful, and he supports women boxing, and that's what I like, you know.
Yeah, that's a big thing, because it's going to take these men in the industry to also, you know, help support the females as well. Like we need a collective environment, you know, where everyone is kind of pushing everybody else forward, not just men, but the girls as well. So
Right.
any guys that I see that are promoting female boxing, I want to take my hats off to them and encourage them to continue to do so.
Exactly, exactly. And I feel the same way, and I do believe that, they're coming. They're coming. It's just a matter of time. It's just right around the corner. It's coming.
Well, we got the beautiful Dahlia Duran, and she says, "Thank you for loving my father, Brenda." Hashtag BPH. Oh, so you like Duran, huh? You like
Oh,
Roberto?
Oh yes. Oh yes. When I seen him fight Sugar Ray, oh my God, I remember, I think I was with my father at the time, and oh my God, of course, he loved Duran as well,
Yes.
and I think every time he saw his fights, he wanted to go out in the street and fight.
Yeah, he put you in that kind of mood because he knew how to mix it up. I mean, he had some skills, but it got into some other territories.
It did.
You like that kind of fighting you like.
Well, it wasn't like I liked it, because you know what? If my mother only allowed me to box, and took it to where Gracelia Casillas,
Mhm.
I mean, I would have loved it, but she did not
Care for that.
She just like, no, you cannot do that, and
Right.
so if she said I couldn't, then I'll just take the other avenue and do it out in the street.
So she made a bad mistake because it just made you rebel and go the other direction with it.
Yeah, but for all that I put her to, God rest her peace, because I lost both parents at very young ages,
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
I said I was sorry. I wrote her a letter
Oh.
because I couldn't have the heart to tell her, because I think I would have cried and just, wouldn't say really what I wanted to say. So I put it on a letter and I sent it to her, and she called me up and I said, "Did you receive the letter?" She says, "Do you know how long I've been waiting for this?"
Yes.
And from there on, she was my best friend.
She mellowed, huh? Her heart melted.
Yeah, then I became a mom, and then, as I'm becoming a mom,
Oh.
I'd pray so hard, Lord, don't give me a girl. I don't want a girl. Why? Because I didn't want another Brenda.
Got you. Oh, okay. You ain't want to deal with yourself. That's
No. And then, either I put her in a girl's home or something. I don't know. I don't know. So, out of the experience when my granddaughter came, the first one, Sarah Brenda, I didn't even know how to comb her hair. I'm used to give the kids flat tops, whatever, the boys, but when it came down to her pretty hair, I was getting so darn confused. So I had to take her to a beauty shop.
Oh my Lord! So you telling me like you didn't have dolls when you were growing up, huh? You weren't.
No. My sister cut their hair.
Like you were born to be in the industry. Now we got John. He says, let's see. Shout out to SAKURA and EMELIO.
What's up, John?
What's up, John? He's a judge for Florida and Alabama boxing commissions.
Awesome.
And he says, shout out to Dahlia. And then we got Taz, which is somebody we want you to look out for. She's from the Tampa Bay area. She's at lightweight zone. And she has a KO baby that we caught on film, and it's on our YouTube page. That's Boxing Playhouse.
To watch it.
You gotta check her out.
I will.
She met the business, ma'am. She had the business, and she's called the Golden Child. So we definitely want you to check her out from our area. And then let's see. We got this is Paul Banky. I just realized Paul Banky is joining us. He says the girls are doing the same thing as the guys are. And then he says, my sister Brenda Zaragoza, Olga, Camacho and Dalia Duran. All right. What's up, Paul?
Right, Paul.
So that's pretty good. I feel like we're getting the support that women need now, finally, in so long. I don't feel like it's happened properly since maybe Christy Martin and Layla Ali were around in that time zone. And then it kind of like when
Right.
they retired, it seemed like it fell off a bit again and then picked back up. So I'm hoping that right now we're seeing a transformation and
Exactly.
we have a Clarissa Shields fight, kind of shaping up with Savannah, and then we got well, what's her name? Mayers. We have Mayers.
Yeah.
She could have a matchup and a unification bout, maybe with the Bomb Gardner. We got KO Kaylee Reese, who has a WBO belt at middleweight, I think, or no, she's at super lightweight right now. She has a WBA belt, and she also has a movie that came out that you can see on Amazon where she's Native American, so it's a story about a Native American boxer who's looking for her sister. So if you can check that movie out, because that's going to be amazing too. So we've got some movement as well as Chaz.
We just need to get a little bit more. We need to get that support.
Yes.
Come on, back us up, man.
Right.
We go to we went to your fights. Come to ours.
Brenda,
Exactly.
just the matchup with Serrano and Taylor. Do you feel like that's the best women matchup that we've seen so far? I mean, competitive wise.
I think it is. I think it was a good matchup with both of them. But like I said, I mean, I'm not one to match them all up, but I mean, I would have liked to see Layla come out. I mean, Layla McCarter come out. Nobody wants to touch her.
Oh no, baby.
That's how it was with Ann Wolf, huh?
Yep.
Ann Wolf.
Yeah, nobody wants to touch her. And it's like, come on, she even, to my understanding, Clarissa Shields called out Layla McCarter at one time. I don't know if you guys were aware of that. That she wanted to fight her, but Layla came out and said, no, don't fight. I don't want to, let me fight her, But, it's just boxing, but, like, when it comes down to it, we can all, like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that boxer, and, have that animosity. But in the end, you're all family again. I mean, as you get older, you become family, and, look at Tyson when he bit Holyfield's ear. Now they talk. I mean, anybody bit my ear, forget it. I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry.
It would be a lot to take if I got like a little piece of my ear still missing, after all these years. It would be a little much for us to be friends. But these boxers have it in their heart. The name of that movie, by the way, is Catch the Fair One. And it's on Amazon Prime now. But she's an amazing fighter. Like she's a warrior.
She won her belt at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she had won her belt with us here in Florida at the Hall of Fame fight night about I think 2 years ago now.
2 years ago,
yeah. And she's been able to maintain that title, and now she's a unified champ. She has 2 titles now, so she's one to look out for as well. I don't know who's trying to line her up to fight though, but it's
there's always a match.
Yeah,
there's always a person to match.
Yes, because DAZN just snatched her up too. So just shout out to DAZN for doing a lot of these fights on their distribution, their app.
Right.
Because it is challenging on that level as well to get the distribution you need for women fighters to be main events and co-main events. Right. So
we thank you as well, because you're putting that out. We're not being a silent voice anymore.
Right.
I mean, it's not, like back in the day where a woman had to keep her head down. I didn't fit in that era. I couldn't fit. I cannot fit, and I would not hang my head down. I had to hang it up, make sure that I knew who I was looking at, But you know, we've come a long ways. We've come a long ways, and like I said, you know, there's so many awesome boxers that we just need to recognize, and thankful that, you know, you have the Women's Hall of Fame, you know, these Hall of Fames that they're recognizing these women, you know, and it, you know, even though it doesn't, some of them, it doesn't matter, you know, it's just like, you know, because they shuffled it under the table, you know,
Right.
back in the 70s. They, you know, if they didn't get recognized and they didn't get, some of them didn't get a bout or whatever, they're like, you know what, why, you know, why, you know, and I think they should be.
Yeah.
You know,
Why
don't recognize me. I'm a street fighter.
not?
You know?
We're going to recognize you too, because you know what that's known as now? That's recognized as bare knuckle fighting, baby. That's all it is. So we're going to recognize you. And that also made me think of, shout out to Christine Ferreira for her amazing huge win in bare knuckle fighting champs against Britain Hart. Oh my gosh, that poor girl's face was just,
Oh my gosh,
ooh, it was so horrible.
that's street fighting.
Yeah.
You know, that's street fighting. You know, and there's no
You've
mercy.
been a good bare knuckle fighter, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't need no padding.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, there was when I went to junior high school, it was called Haydock, and I was talking with Robert Garcia, and I says, you know, do you remember the bowl? You know, it was a park, and it had like a equator in there, and that was my arena. Brenda Zaragoza is fine. Go to the park, you know. And when you went in it, I would be in the middle, and then the people would be there, so the cops wouldn't see
Wow.
what was going on. And we called it the bowl. You know, so when Robert goes, yeah, there was a lot of in there, and I go, oh yeah, that was my bowl. I would just say, hey, just go to the bowl. I'll meet you there. You know, and just take care of business. You know, and like I said, I have to suffer the consequences on some of the areas of, you know, getting stabbed and getting jumped, you know, and you know, that wasn't good.
Dang,
And then I
you was
come
a
home
lady, Brenda.
all messed up, you know, come home all messed up, and my mom, you know, Mom, I got stabbed, Mom, I got jumped. She goes, that's what you get. You know?
Oh, she's like really like not taking up for you at all in these situations.
No, because she just couldn't handle Brenda. You know, it was
Well, that is a lot to handle, though. You really probably were a lot, especially at that time period when, you know, women, you know, just behaved a different way and sat and looked cute and all of that, and you wanted to, you know, you wanted to be bold, and you were like a unicorn right at that time.
Well,
you
you
know,
had to fight.
We look at totally differently in our society now.
Yeah, you had to fight. I believe that we had to fight for, you know, for being us. You know, I mean, you know, I couldn't stand people getting bullied, women, girls, or even guys getting bullied, because I would interact. Can't do that, you know.
Right.
And I just felt that with everything that's going on in this world of these fighters, especially the girls, you know, because like I said, we need to acknowledge them. We need to recognize them. We need to know that, hey, we have you. We'll help you. You know, I mean, not like before where it was like, oh, hush, you're just another person, you know, maybe a name that nobody even knew, like Graciela. You know, when we got she was acknowledged to the city of Oxnard last year, and there was so many people that didn't even know about her.
That's true.
You know?
I mean,
So,
I'm one of them. I have to say, I wasn't aware of her contributions, so I'm really excited about that. And when we first started our ladies' night, I think we also didn't know that much information about Bonnie Canino as well, and she's also a pioneer in this, in, you know, in boxing too. And then we have Vival Hallback, who, you know, she fought everybody in her time period, and she's still an active fighter who's dangerous to fight. And you know, she's all her name is never mentioned, and she is a 5-time world champion. Lady Ram. She's in our area as well, and she trains Taz. Yeah, she's
I'm gonna have to go to your area. I'm gonna have to take up
She
some
was
of
a
the
heavy,
fighting.
she's a heavyweight champ, and I don't think anybody still. I think she's still like the last person that got the heavyweight championship belt.
Or still the champ.
She's still the champ. She's
Yeah,
ranked like number one in the world.
Wow.
But she's also, you know, Taz's trainer, Carice Brown, the Golden Child. She's her trainer. So there's just so much talent out here, and so many women that's been sleeped on. And we personally, the two of us, that's what we came up with Ladies Night, and we wanted to dedicate an actual night every month to women boxing. And I don't know if anybody else is doing that. And do you?
Hey,
Yeah,
you know
so
what? And you know, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to say thanks, because we're learning a lot too. We're learning as we go along as well. So it makes it more special to us. And on top of that, the whole point is that this is a platform in which we want to include female fighters as well. You got they do the same training. They train with men often because they don't even have fellow, you know, women boxers to, you know, train.
Train.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's, you know, we're going to see about, and hopefully in August, I'm getting a couple of my boxer friends that are going to partake in male and female boxing event, you know, here in California, you know, and I think it would be a pretty good one, because I said, you know what, I just don't want males. It has to be females in there, because or else I'm not going. You know,
I was trying to think back to. I'm trying to remember what was the first woman fight that was televised. I can think of Christy Martin, but I'm trying to think of anybody before her that you remember being televised.
Oh God, you know, I
Can't
mean,
really
I
think of
think
nobody
there
before
has been,
Christy.
you know, I mean, but you know, I'm really not sure. We just have to go into the archives, you know, because I've seen some.
Yeah, I can't really think of nobody before
Yeah,
Christy. I'm
fight.
sure it probably was.
Oh, we lost it. We can't hear you right now.
We lost the sound, Brenda. Oh, we got a
She
comment
coming out
from
saying, we got a comment from Coach Louis Camacho, and he's in the house. He says, hey, Sakura, can you ask Brenda if she is related to Daniel Zaragoza, the
Zaragoza.
boxer?
Yes, they said we are.
Not related?
Zaragoza.
Oh,
Zaragoza.
Zaragoza.
Thank you.
I'll say it to you like Zaragoza.
Zaragoza.
Yes. But I say it like, you know, we say it is Zaragoza.
Zaragoza.
Zaragoza. There you go. Perfect.
I'm good, guys. Listen, you know, my southern accent, it makes my tongue very lazy.
But okay.
Thank you.
It's okay. You
I'm
get it.
Sorry, but we do try. But yeah, he wanted to know if you guys were really related, and I guess you're saying you do. You are.
Yeah, within the ancestors of my fathers, you know, it goes back to Mexico again. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, it's usually, like I said, you know, I don't base it on who they are or what they are or, you know, who I know or whatever. I'm Brenda. You know, you take me the way I am. That's it. You know, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I'm Daniel's cousin. No, you know, he has his own private life. You know, he has his own boxing career, you know, which he fought Banky, you know, Paul Banky, you know, and Paul, you know, you guys had him on not too long ago. Oh God, we had a riot. You know. You know, I called him up because I go. What was that?
Paul Banky. I think his
His
birthday
birthday?
last week.
Yeah, it was a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
I think today is Earl
And
Spence' birthday.
it is. It's Errol Spence's birthday today. So happy birthday to him.
happy birthday.
Lank the King as
Right.
well had a birthday.
Birthday, Lane.
So, I mean,
Hey, happy birthday to all that was born.
there you go. She included everybody. I like that.
You know, so
So-
we just can't, you know. If we say if we say this person and that person, then they're going to say, well, how come you didn't mention
You
that,
didn't mention
mine?
me. You're right.
So happy
yeah.
birthday to all.
Brenda, who was your favorite fighter watching? Was it Duran or do you have somebody else that you?
No, it's Duran. I'm sorry.
Duran, huh?
You can't change my mind. You're asking me 2 times.
Well,
So you wanted Roberto. You was rooting for him when he fought Ray Leonard.
What's that?
I said you was rooting for Roberto when he fought Ray Leonard, right?
Yes.
Okay.
she's like confident, like
Oh.
absolutely.
You know, I just, you know, rather win or lose, that was my man.
That was my favorite era right there. The Fab Four, the Leonard Hearns, Hagler, Duran, Four Kings. Yeah, that was my favorite
Isn't that
era.
awesome? Very
Yeah.
awesome. You know,
That and behind that is the Ali Fraser Foreman era.
yeah.
Yeah,
Got
they
that,
leave
you know.
that era out for sure.
You know, I mean, it was, to me, I just, you know, when you're dealing with the heavyweights, you know, I used to wonder, you know what? I think I could take them because, you know, I used to say the bigger you are, the harder you fall.
Mm.
You know, and sometimes it didn't work that way, you know, I mean, but yet on my end, I mean, I had bigger ones than I was. I'm only 5'2", you know, and they were pretty big women. And girls at the time, I just wouldn't back off,
Mm.
you know.
Well, I just want to say, if Jake Paul hears us tonight, you gotta take on Brenda's idea to get some of these former ladies champs in the house for Madison Square Gardens to witness your story this year in April.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he'll benefit from it too, because, you know, if he's putting on some of the show and he gets these women, these pioneers, these, you know, champions out there, you know, and then you let them all stand up or put them in the ring, boy, that's a lot of money there.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot of accolades too that they never received properly.
Exactly.
So they would
acknowledge them.
Know that moment, yes,
right,
and remember that moment.
Yeah.
Well, Brenda, it's been amazing talking to you tonight. We love you so much. I just love your energy and your positivity and that killer instinct, girlfriend. I thought I was.
Hey, you know what? You know, if I go over there, we're gonna, you know, I'll back you up. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing's gonna happen to you.
We're gonna get you the info for our Florida Boxing Hall of Fame because we're trying to. Hopefully, the Golden Child will be fighting, and hopefully, at least one more female fight will be on that Hall of Fame card. So, we're definitely gonna make sure that you get that information.
Yes, please do.
Yes. Anything going on special upcoming in Oxnard area?
Well, the only thing is that we just, you know, there's a couple events, and like I said, I'm in the process of getting one together. Hopefully at the end of July and August, you know, that we're going to have a male-female amateur fighting over there, and over here, you know. You know, I can't say more because I want to make sure we're in concrete, you know. You know, other than, you know, I just don't want to just say it and it'd be a hearsay later, you know.
Right. Absolutely.
But, you know, no women fighting here that I know of, you know. I wish, you know.
Yeah, we got to get them out. Like these local promoters, the club shows, they got to get back, you know, they got to get these ladies on these cards. They shouldn't have to go down to Mexico to grab fights, you know, because they can't fight in the U.S. And it's not because the fans, they want to see these fights. I mean, when we go to the fights here, and because this particular promoter, TNK Boxing Promotions, they have women on their cards. So They haven't missed. I mean, it's packed every time. So these women can successfully bring boxing fans to the table and buy tickets. They do. So they can't keep hiding behind that, that excuse.
Right.
It's just not
Right.
accurate.
And that, there's one thing I need to mention, is that one thing that really touched my heart last year was, they have to make sure they got some pretty good matchers. And they have to, for the girl boxing as well, because remember the boxer that passed away in Canada, her name was Jeanette Zapata, if she had been knocked out before, they should have been kind enough and said that she did. I mean, really look them over as well as they do men, because they shouldn't be fighting, if they got knocked out.
Yes.
Look, it cost her life.
The documentation that she sent over to the promoters and the commission, they said that they were not accurate. They
Exactly.
And it wasn't on box rec or something like that. That's how.
And it troubled because it was just so awful. She was a young girl, and I think she really touched me. That really touched me to where it's saying, everything needs to change, including find out what their last fights are. How were they? Because and to be excused by a physician. If they got knocked out, give it a period of time as far as with the neurologist,
right.
Because, you have to think of safety, don't think of just money because look at what happened.
For sure. And the other thing is now you can actually look, I mean, a lot of these, fights are like either pay-per-view or they have some kind of link where you can see the actual fights now. So you can really tell if it was a fight that was, dangerous or if it was a fight that was, a little easier for, someone. So
exactly.
You can use all these tools to make sure that fighter safety is, at the forefront.
Exactly. Because I wouldn't want to see it. I wouldn't want to see that again. I mean, maybe, you stick to putting headgear on, I mean, I mean, I'm just saying, maybe they're totally against it, but, I'm just thinking about their safety, I mean, you never know.
Sure.
You just never know.
Now, before we go, we got to do our last minute predictions. Everybody, we want to know your predictions, including you, CJ. On Friday, we're going to see Jose Ramirez return to the ring versus Jose Pedraza. I mean, that's Mexican versus Puerto Rico. That's a great fight at 140 pounds. You guys, who you got? Who's first?
They're both Jose's, right?
Yes.
And they're both Hispanic.
Yes.
So, I just say that.
You say war?
I don't know. I mean, you're putting me on a spot here. I mean, it's. I wouldn't even. I can't answer it. I just say, you know what? I'd just be the visitor in the middle.
Okay. Well,
I think they're both going to be. They're both going to show a good. They're going to show you a good fight.
Yes.
They both are. Like I said, they're entering that arena and they're champions. So if one loses and the other one wins, they are still a champion.
Yes, that's very true. Now, Jose Ramirez, he is in California, and he does an excellent job as an advocate for immigrants in his area. And then he just had that loss against Josh Taylor, who did not have a great performance last weekend against, how do you say his name? Ketcherell. And I believe, that might be a rematch situation there brewing up if Josh Taylor stays in the 140-pound territory. As far as Jose Pedraza, he can give you many different looks. He's very adaptable. That Puerto Rican skill level is on display in each and every one of his fights. Yes, he did beat Beltran for the belt and then lost it to Gervonta Tank Davis. So
Yeah.
these guys,
Devontae's good. I mean,
Davis is
you know,
amazing with the power.
oh my gosh, I mean,
Yes.
I'm wondering when is he gonna fight? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Hopefully he has a fight coming up with Rolly. But
yeah.
let's get Emilio's take. Ramirez or Jose Pedraza?
I'm gonna go with Ramirez. I think Ramirez is.
Emilio, don't say it because he's from California and I'm
No.
okay.
No, I'm a big Ramirez fan. He loves to go to the body.
Yeah.
He stays on you, constant pressure. I like him. So I think he's a little tougher than Pedroza. Pedroza's good.
Yeah.
But I give Ramirez the edge. It's gonna be a good fight though. Good scrap.
Right.
Gonna be a good
Definitely a good fight.
I can see Jose Ramirez running into something though. Because Josh Taylor, that's his setup shot in the blueprint for Ramirez is when he came in, straightforward. And Pedraza, he knows how to set up some punches. So
right. So what are you gonna do? How are you gonna pick it? I mean,
I
they
know.
both got some hits, so I mean,
I'm huge fans of both of them. So that is like, I just love the fact that it's
gonna fight.
rivalry to it too, with the cultures and having pride in your countries. So I'm just stoked about that one. Now the other fight that we're gonna talk about. Oh, wait a minute. CJ, he says, I'm going with Ramirez.
Right, cuz.
All right.
Coach Camacho said.
Coach Camacho, a Florida Boxing Hall of Famer, by the way, says, Emilio, see you at the Hall of Fame.
Hey, I'm gonna see you there, Coach.
All right. And
right
then
on.
CJ said it will be a good fight. Now, the next fight is Saturday night, and that's going to be Chocolatito, baby. Yes, San Diego.
Oh, that's
right.
That's
and
gonna be
I talked to Paul, and I said, and Carlos Sam, that were on the interview. I said, why do you guys do this to me? I have surgery tomorrow. And I'm not going to be in condition to go and drive to San Diego. That's a 3-hour drive. Not unless I really, say, hey, take me. I mean, but most likely I'm supposed to stay. Stay put. So.
Yeah, for sure. We get it, but boy, I mean, Martinez with the youth. And the fresh legs on the side, and then Chocolatito with all this experience and that warrior vibe he always gives us. I think I'm gonna go with Chocolatito.
I will go with him. I will go with
Martinez,
him.
It's gonna be one of those fights where we're gonna get some high stats because they're gonna both be there and be right in front of each other, ready to brawl it out.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. And I can't wait to get I told Paul, you better record it, I mean, and usually he does that for us, for the ones that don't go or, but still we'll start seeing it the next day on YouTube,
Absolutely.
But, I wish I could, but I can't, I know that there's a few other boxing events that Robert Garcia Boxing Academy has in Fresno as well, and there's just so many now, but good luck to them all.
I know we got to come out to California and catch some of these shows that you're talking about too, because we want to see more than just the East Coast. We want to see what the talent is on the West Coast too.
Right.
We was out there for
we'll take you everywhere.
We was out there for the Wilder Fury first fight. We came to LA.
Was that over at the Staples? Was that Staples or the Forum?
Staples Center.
Staples? Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing just seeing that atmosphere and two heavyweights. I think it had been so long since we really had like a competitive heavyweight fight. And the energy was just amazing at that one. And then the second one was just as hyped up in Vegas. I mean, they just had a great trilogy. I mean, they wrapped up their trilogy in the best way possible. They slugged it out. They both fell. They both got dropped. They both, I mean, it was just amazing. That fight had it all.
Right.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you remember back in the days where, you know, they're not so bloody, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, but back in the day, they were bloody. You know,
I think
I
it's
mean,
like being a little better prepared nowadays. You know, maybe
and that's
that's
like,
it.
you know what? Let's go on. You know, it's on. You know, when you see blood, you know, I should say old boxers, when they see blood, you want more of that to come out.
Oh
You know,
yeah, you're
I mean,
right.
I'm sorry, but you know what? Sorry, it's just, you know, I mean, it's just a sport, right? You know, you don't mean
Yeah, but
to.
it takes a lot of professional skill to see that somebody is showing a little weakness with a cut, and you just want to power it down a little bit more, and
Yeah, a
take
little, just a
advantage
little
of
bit
it.
longer, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
but you know, I greatly appreciate it. You know, shout out to all my friends and family, the Zaragozas. You know, that you know, I know they're watching. You know, uh,
Absolutely. I
and
mean, and they can watch tomorrow if it's too late for them. It's still going to be on our platforms, YouTube and Boxing Playhouse on Facebook and Twitter as well. So they have like 3 different places they can follow the podcast each week, as well as to see your specific, interview. So make sure you let them know that.
yeah. Well, you know, like I said, you know, I'll be under the influence tomorrow.
Well, before you go on into influence, you need to go to our page and share this interview with your page.
Brenda, you could
Oh,
have got
definite. I will do so.
tonight.
I'll do that. No problem. You know, I mean, you know, before, you know, 12 o'clock comes and I have to fast and all that other stuff, you know.
Right.
You know, but
And
other than
Emilio, he
that,
said you can always get started early tonight with a little drink.
You can start with us.
yeah. Hey, Emilio, what do you have in there?
Oh man, when I see you in person, I'll let you
I was trying to find a cup like that.
come to the Florida Hall of Fame, and I'll give you some and let
Yeah,
you see
he'll
what it
definitely have some there, but we don't want to release our secret.
No.
'cause
But you
There
know,
could
that's
be some money involved when we say what's in this cup.
no. It's it's a Shirley Temple. That's what
Oh,
it
you
is.
would want a Shirley Temple?
No, he has a Shirley Temple in there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Plus something else, a little something
Well,
else.
you know, yeah, just you dolled it up a little bit.
I got theory, CJ.
Hold on a second. We're gonna get back to that question. But Jose says, Brenda, good luck on your surgery. May God grant you a successful outcome.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Camacho says it's not bloody because the boxing gloves have been changed a lot.
I was gonna say that about
Okay, them gloves. I
At
got
one time
you.
they was even bigger, and then I think they got smaller.
Now they got different kinds of stuffing in them from the
Yeah,
H
you got
to
the
this
H,
to
you
that.
have the 10, and you
Might have
got
been
all
Yeah,
the
the skin
sizes.
wraps
You
are
know.
different.
That leather
Yeah.
might have been tougher back then. The way the leather was made on, it might not have been.
Yeah, it could have been like more of a suede type leather instead of a soft, plushy one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that's
We used
involved
to
with
just
that.
do the socks and wrap them around our hands.
Wow, really? They were socks?
Socks.
I'll see. That's a little key. I didn't know. So
The wraps could have been different.
that's
how
some
they
good
wrapped
tea.
their hand.
Yes.
Louis Coach knows.
Coach Louis Camacho, he knows all about that now. So he's gonna tell us how when he was back in the day, I wonder what ounce gloves was the most traditional, ounces of gloves to fight with.
Like one period they were big, man. I want to say the 20s. You go to the Hall of Fame and you see these big old gloves on, back
and
in the
heavy.
day. They got
Very
smaller.
And John, he says no more horsehair gloves. Yeah, that's also something. So it all equals up.
They used to have the thumb used to be out. I remember before the thumbless gloves, the thumb used to be.
Oh yeah, the thumb could poke you. Yeah, now they sew it down. Yeah.
Right.
Now we'll get this. Go ahead.
Until they get it all together and get the right gloves, give them boxers the right gloves so they can put on a good fight.
Right.
Exactly. We gotta see how they really perform. You can't do that when you're hiding certain things.
Right. You know, I mean, just say, oh, I wanted a 10 instead of an 8. You know, well, you know, come on.
2 ounces.
Just go to bare knuckles if you got a problem with them gloves.
Yeah, just get in the darn cage then. You know,
They need to put her in the Hall of Fame for bare knuckling.
Bare knuckles.
Yes, she needs to be in their Hall of Fame in Belfast, New York. Okay, so we got CJ. He says Fury versus White at heavyweight. You know, who is that gonna be? Who you got?
I have no idea. I never heard of that one.
Well,
I think it was. You know what? I think Fury. Fury. I think Fury will. But then you know, I mean, I like Fury. You know, I mean, I think he'll take care of business.
I'm glad Dylan White getting the shot. He's well deserved that shot.
Yeah, they've messed him around quite a bit on getting a title shot, so he does deserve it.
His last title fight was with Anthony Joshua.
Wow, that was so long ago.
Yeah, that's about 7 years.
8
years ago.
9 might be. Yeah, I gotta research exactly when what year that fight was.
But I think if Fury coming in top shape, I see Fury winning that fight.
Okay, Camacho's back with us. He says, back in the days, we had gloves with cow leather stuffed with horse hair. Wow. There you go.
Yep.
So that's cow leather. Now, come on.
That'll cut you off.
That'll do it. There's the blood, Brenda.
Yeah, that's what happened. You know, I mean, I remember an uncle just bare knuckles, and he killed a man here in an arena. You know, back in the early 1900s. So you know, boxers run in our family. Okay, we don't mess around. You know, I just glad that I didn't kill no one.
Yeah, plus the more rounds,
more rounds
just to
beat up somebody.
Yeah, like 15 rounds.
And before that, you even went further back. You had
18, 19. He had something.
Oh, they kept going until they dropped.
You fell out. Yeah, they went till you fell out.
Right.
Right. Just until you're done. That's when
until you're done, and you're just like, Namas, hands down.
Let's see. We got another Board of Commissioner, judge and referee, and he says, Christopher Young, shout out to Chris. He says the gloves and hand wraps is a whole different seminar. Boxing conventions occasionally do those types of seminars. And then he says, hand wraps and gloves is, it's basically the same. It's the same post. Oh, no, wait a minute. It says, hand wraps and gloves is whole another seminar. Most boxing conventions occasionally give those seminars for the inspectors and referees.
And then, some guys will take some of the horse hairs out and cheat.
Right. Yeah, they was taking some of it out.
They were taking out some of that cushion.
Yeah.
Panama Lewis.
Panama Lewis. That's what they was accusing Fury of too.
It's in the mix.
Then John, he says, you can still thumb with a thumbless glove.
Ooh,
so
still thumb.
Yeah, you're still an issue. And then let's see. Luis Camacho says, Emilio, I'm with you in the fight with Ramirez and my homeboy, but I'm picking Ramirez.
Okay, coach.
Yes, he is.
Good.
Dude, man.
Yeah, I would like to see that fight.
It'll be an action fight.
It is going to be an action, but like I said, I can't. Right away they think, if I, say all these Californians, it's because you're Californian. No, you just you have to really keep an eye and watch them. Study them.
Right.
Go to their last 3 fights, how they were conducting themselves and how their punches were.
Right. Oh, that's what your question about. But remember when Primetime Colbert last week said he didn't watch the tape of Garcia, and he was a last-minute replacement.
That's
big upset.
That's what Coach. I want Coach. How Coach feel about that? Camacho.
Coach Camacho.
Coach.
To watch tape or not?
Yeah.
This is the question.
Should the fighter watch tapes?
Hello. There
Okay,
you are.
so to watch tape or not? That is the question.
On your opponent.
What was the question?
To watch the tape on your opponents or not? That is the question.
To watch the tape?
Yes. You know how guys now are saying that they don't even watch the tapes of their
Oh
opponents.
no, I mean watch it. I think it would be more beneficial to the boxers, don't you think?
Right.
Yeah, I'm using every tool I can. If it's me and I got millions on the lines, maybe not in that fight, but
I want to see. I want to
fight,
see if they're going to throw how they're. I would like to see what their reach are, or what they did, or if they're body shotters. I want to see all that. Because then I know that.
Oh, coach said. He said no. The trainers.
He said no. The trainer should watch it. Yes, but sometimes you got these yes men, Coach Camacho, and they ain't doing nothing unless their boss, the boxer, decides that they're gonna watch the tape.
Right,
so.
because they could be the trainer could be the trainer, okay? But once the boxer is in the ring, the boxer could do whatever he wants.
That's true. And not only that, my thing is that I feel that the trainer should watch so he can develop a strategy.
Exactly.
Over fight. His job is
you got that right, girl.
Strategy. But
That's
the
right.
boxer need to watch so he can at least know, like, wait a minute. Oh, I see he cut that way. Oh, every time he does a punch to the, a right hook, he leans over to the left before he does it. Just like little bitty subtle things that you can see for yourself. And your trainer should, not have to tell you little bitty things and can concentrate on the overall strategy for beating your opponent with the tape.
Right. So, most likely they should both watch it, to be fair.
Together.
Yeah. Watch that together. Dissect it, reinvent it, and what's the last one? Slap it down. Okay, I'm getting sillier. The Northern Light goes.
It's okay.
Yes, I get sillier. Well, we want to send our shout out and thank yous to Miss Brenda for all of her support, and for being a guest on our show tonight for Ladies Night, baby. Right. And we can't wait.
I appreciate it, and I thank you, and many blessings. Delia, I love you, sis. I'm going to be on her bus.
We needed a whole night for you, Brenda. We needed a whole night.
Yeah, you had to have your own spotlight.
Hey, that's good. That's good. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to. I want to go to Florida. Need to go visit you all.
Absolutely.
You got to come to Florida and party with us and get some of this drink right here.
Oh heck yeah! I want my own cup though. I'm gonna go get my own cup. You
might not want to go back to Cali.
Right, exactly. And Coach Camacho has responded back, guys. He said the fighter doesn't know how to analyze and evaluate styles, and EMELIO, styles make fights.
Definitely.
Absolutely. That's why you gonna strategize, Coach Camacho. You gonna strategize, and the boxer is gonna be looking for little nuances, little subtle things that he can benefit from. Or at least know how hard somebody really can punch. At the very least.
Yeah, then when you find out, I mean, it's not the trainer that's getting hit, it's the boxer.
Yeah.
We want to send a shout out to Rob from the UK for staying up for us. He says he was on the phone. Rob, we appreciate you trying to hang out with us, knowing that you are like 6 hours ahead of us right now. And we also are going to send a shout out to the Ukrainian fighters, boxers, civilians, everybody that is caught up in that turmoil. We're even going to send some major positive vibes towards the Russians, as far as, their people that are against this type of behavior, and to their soldiers that don't even know what they're there for. So, yes. So we're going to go ahead and close out the show tonight. And we're going to end with John saying, thank you, Brenda. And Rob saying, God bless you, Brenda.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I greatly appreciate it.
And thank you so much for everything you're doing for women's boxing.
Yeah, well, I got to continue it on. Like I said, it's another chapter. We need more of the support, and I pray that that everybody gets with it and jumps aboard on the women's train as well. And
Absolutely.
support us.
100. But we appreciate your time, and we hope you have a successful surgery tomorrow too.
Thank you so much.
Jose said,
Okay,
thank you.
God bless.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Jose did say thank you, Brenda, as well. Brenda was a blast. We had so much fun with her. I hope she comes back soon. I like to confirm with her, and having somebody else that I could tell really is passionate about the sport and dedicating her time, to help with women's boxing and the International Women's Boxing Association
Definitely growing.
Commission. Yes.
Definitely growing. Where it was.
Yeah. Oh, for sure it is. And we're going to continue to try to help it grow. And we just, hoping that it catches on more and people that are true boxing fans realize just how much women have sacrificed and offered the sport too.
John said women are easier to train.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I mean, well, they might actually listen, sometimes it's hard for men to really listen to another male, especially if you're two alpha males, So I think that might have something to do with it.
Made me think about Black Rose. I remember how she was training, soaking up all that knowledge and energy,
Yeah.
from
From the guys.
from the coach.
From her coach. Yes. Oh. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it quits for tonight. We thank you so much for being a part of our show tonight. Make sure you follow us on Boxing Playhouse's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, as well as Twitch. And we do have TikTok. Now, I just wanted to say shout out to everybody and make sure that this weekend you don't miss those fights that we brought up, as well as making sure that next week you catch Latin America's Boxing Playhouse with Danny Santiago and Andreas Chaparro. And then next week, we're going to have a special guest, right? On Thursday that you're all going to love. I think his name is, dare I say, no, you don't want me to say? Okay, well, you got to wait and see who it is, but we already know who that special guest is. We got a very, very big profile person coming.
Everybody say a prayer for the Ukraine and Russia.
Absolutely. We got to give a shout out. We got to give some love and send some positive energy their way. And if there's any post or anything you can post on social media that is in support of Ukraine, make sure you post it, because these governments and different key officials, they're really looking at the pulse of social media and how everyone in the public is reacting and to this horrible news. So until next week, peace, love, in Boxing Playhouse.
Welcome to the house, the one they talking about. Word of mouth, the Boxing Playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.